इंट्रोडक्शन घेतो नाही
नाही सर
का का कसं काय
ते मी विसरलो.
Yes, sir. Is it visible to all?
Yes sir.
And am I audible to all?
Yes sir. Yes sir.
Yeah, yeah. Means everything is fine.
Yes sir.
So we can proceed now.
Yes sir.
Okay. So good morning to all respected teachers, respected faculties of Rachna Sharir, PG students and UG students, and the audience which have been gathered here for having discussion regarding this embryogenesis in Ayurveda. I'm talking this session as a discussion because uh, this is the topic which can be focused or which can have more light if we discuss and give our inputs, because many things are mentioned in Ayurveda text or Ayurveda words, but day by day the new things are coming in this regards. So later on after the session we will have obviously the discussion, and I expect the inputs from teachers and even from students also. So with this I'm starting my session, that is embryogenesis in Ayurveda. Uh, we know that anatomy is a subject which dates back to approximately 16,000 BC. Actually, I'm talking about modern anatomy, which has having a evolution in a very recent years, that is 300, 400 years back. And Ayurveda is having much long history, because Ayurveda is a science which is having more than 4,000 years history, and we know that each and everything that is mentioned in allopathy books or modern books, already that things have been already mentioned in Ayurveda. Each and everything related to the human body structures, functions, treatment part, even some modalities related to the treatment, they are all mentioned in Ayurveda. So obviously, the credit of modern medicine, credit of treatment, it all goes to the Ayurveda. Uh, Particularly, if I am talking about anatomy, uh, it's a science of facts and not the fiction, because anatomy is related to the facts. Each and everything is there present inside our body. There is no any chance for what we can say imagination. Okay, there is no need to imagine, because everything is there inside our human body. Just we have to cut it, just we have to dissect it, and just we have to see the structures to study the anatomy. This is the subject which is having the practical approach, because we know that without any practical approach we cannot be a good successful practitioner or good successful surgeon. Even Sushruta has already mentioned in his text regarding this. Very excellent, what we can say, feature of Ayurveda anatomy is that each and every structure of the human body is unbelievably accurate. Whatever the resources they were having at that time, with the help of that resources, with the help of that instrument equipments, they have very finely dissected the human body and given us the treasure of knowledge of the human body structures. Though they don't have any advanced instruments, but we literally find that they are very close to the structure which modern science has given to us. Uh, and another interesting thing about Ayurveda anatomy, in fact, I can say for Ayurveda whole as a whole, is the use of analogy. It is the science or it is the art of literature to explain the things. I will come later on this part, because today's topic is the very best example of this analogy or simile type of the art of literature. I will come later on it. So use of simile is the most spectacular feature of the science, and We know Bollywood is the second field. I can say that Bollywood is the second field to use simile after Ayurveda. In Bollywood songs, we always hear the songs like Chand Sa Chehra or Gulabi Kal, Sharabi Aankhein. So all these things are actually the examples of analogy, examples of simile. And this type of analogy simile has been used in Ayurveda to explain the structures, to explain the functions 4,000, 5,000 years back. So obviously, we have the first credit to use analogy. This science is having uniqueness and of ideal method of the dissection. Again, we will go to specifically the practical part of the teaching and learning anatomy, where dissection is a must, because without dissection we can't be a perfect surgeons. Even again, Sushruta Acharya has quoted this. Sushruta, a pioneer of Ayurveda anatomy and surgery as well, because as we know that whatever the surgery today going on, exactly the same type of the surgeries were carried out by Sushruta, and that's why we call Sushruta as a father of surgery as well as father of anatomy also. Even modern people also accept this fact. They are also giving credit to Sushruta as a father of surgery. In all, what literature or what things we can find in Ayurveda. So lots of knowledge about body, its structure, functions, and diseases. It's the matter of great surprise of having exact knowledge of the body structures without any technology. Okay, so they don't have any advanced technologies like ultrasound, 3D, 4D technology, microscopes. It was not present at that time. Still, they have described each and every structures very accurately. We can see one post 6 to 1 year back. There was a one post circulating on WhatsApp, and there was a pictures of one temple from Tamil Nadu near Coimbatore, and there were the pictures of the carvings of embryo, different months embryo. So it is very astonishing, or it is very surprising that how our acharyas have described all these things without any advanced technology. And this is the question by acharyas, and even they have given the answer themselves that uh, Jnana Chakshu and Tapas Chakshu. This was the thing which was behind these minute structures described by Acharyas. Uh, the difference between Ayurveda literature, particularly in anatomy of Ayurveda, uh, Charak Samhita and Sushrut Samhita. So, what is the difference in between the anatomy knowledge in Ayurveda Samhitas like Charak Samhita, Sushrut Samhita, and other Samhitas? So, obviously, Sushruta is having the credit of first dissection. All other acharyas have we don't know the fact that they have been dissecting or not, but the first incidence of having dissection was found in Sushruta Samhita, and very deep knowledge, because dissection forms the firm base, concrete base for the dissection practical knowledge. So other acharyas may have dissected or not, we don't know, but they have given a very superficial knowledge of anatomy. But in Sushruta Samhita, there is a very detailed and minute description of all body structures. And that's why, again, father of Ayurveda, anatomy and surgery is the Sushruta. Having great skill of describing the facts using simile. Yes, so this is the simile, it is the art. Most of the Indian literature is full of this simile or analogy, where we can also say it as a metaphor. That is, comparing the things with the things in the nature to explain the concepts and structures. Sushruta was having a very minute observation of nature. He has having a very great sense of comparison, and again having an excellent skill of elaborating the things, because comparing the things with each other and comparing the similarity, comparing the difference, and elaborating the things, it requires a great skill. Obviously, Sushruta was having this great skill. Actually, today's topic, that is Rutu Kshetrambo Bhijana, then Shuddha Shukra, Shuddha Artha Lakshan. It is completely based on this simile or analogy concept. Art of comparing the things to simplify the concepts, comparison of unseen things with the seen things with same structure, nature, and color. Because most of the things what happens we cannot see each and everything in the body. Now it is possible, but at that time it was not possible to see the things, even to uh, make the people see that things every time. So what Sushruta has done, Sushruta has observed the nature, and he has compared the things with the things in the body, so that a common man or a layman can have the proper explanation about the structure, concept, and even function of that body part. So nature is the best source to compare, obviously. One more thing related to this topic, I would like to add, that is the Loka Purusha Samya Siddhanta, because in most of the local languages it is called as Yat Pindi Tat Brahmandi. Means whatever the things which are present in our body, they are also present in the universe, or vice versa. The things which are present in the universe, they are present in our human body. Okay, so all the things, for example, I can say that the three doshas, okay, then Panchamahabhutas, then seasons, then again, so there are so many things, each and everything in the nature that we can correlate with our human body structures. So five elements, three humors, day and night cycle is there, which is outside. That is same in our human body. Seasons and many more. These are the things which come under this Loka Purusha Samya Siddhanta, which is related to today's topic. And second Siddhanta related to today's topic, I think it is the Samanya Vishesh Siddhanta. Actually, this Samanya Vishesh Siddhanta is related in the point of Chikitsa, that is treatment part, because we are also seeing some basic treatment part of this Rutu Kshetrambu Bijanam, where Samanya Vishesh Siddhanta, this can help us to achieve the good quality of these Rutu, Kshetra, Ambu, and Bija. So, indirectly or directly, these two Siddhantas related to today's topic. Here I have put one picture where you can see that the most of the structures of the human body, they have similar structure, similar shape, size, color with the things in the nature. You can see. I will not go into the detail. So coming to the point, that is Ayurveda embryology. So what is this Ayurveda embryology? So we know that embryology is the branch of modern science, modern anatomy, which is related to the study of the embryo, starting from fertilization to the conception and to the what we can say pregnancy and delivery. So all these events, study of these events is done in the embryology. After that, second branch starts, that is called as a neonatology after birth. But embryology covers all these aspects, that is from fertilization to the monthly development to the delivery. So all these factors. So it is not the thing that is mentioned in modern embryology. Even our acharyas, Sushruta, Vagbhata, Charakacharya, all acharyas have mentioned Ayurveda embryology in their Shariristhan. Particularly, we can see the literature related to Ayurveda embryology in the Shariristhan. Again, I would like to tell you that though Ayurveda embryology has been discussed, has been described in all acharyas, but the embryology told or described by Sushruta is very much accurate, is very much detailed as compared to the other acharyas, because as we know that Sushruta has done the dissection, might be he was having he may be having the actual dissection of fetal life also. So maybe this is the thing why Sushruta is able to describe the monthly development. Even other acharyas also describe it, but the more description, proper description, we can find it in Sushruta. So in Charistan of Sushruta, there is a description of Ayurveda embryology. Initial chapters of Charistan, they are fully dedicated to this embryology, because if we see the, particularly if we see the Sushru Samhita Charistan, so after Sarva Bhuta Chinta Sharir, I think more than 3 chapters like Shukra Shonita Shuddhi Sharir, Garbha Pranti Sharir, or even Garbho Vakran Sharir. So these 3 chapters are completely devoted to Ayurveda embryology. Of course, the life starts with the embryo. So that's why the Charaka Sushruta has started with embryo and then development, and then uh, the structure, the description of other structures. So he has sequentially described all these structures from birth to the death. We know in the modern science that the description is very much advanced, very much accurate. The same we can compare with the Ayurvedic description also. Many factors have taken into consideration in this regards, which modern science has not given importance. It is a very important thing. What is the difference between modern embryology and Ayurveda embryology? Here is the difference. Modern embryology directly starts from fertilization, or maximum they start from the cell structure. But they have not mentioned about the purity or quality of the cells, which are essential for fertilization. And here is the difference. Ayurveda acharyas have given the importance to the purity, to the quality of the cells, to the quality of the gametes, so that the proper and healthy progeny, healthy generation can be achieved. So right from purification of the body, purification of the soul and gametes, to the month-wise dietary and precautionary regime. This is the uniqueness of Ayurveda embryology over the modern embryology, what I feel, because these things have not mentioned in modern science. And the main emphasis of Ayurveda embryology is on production of healthy and quality progeny. It is very important because the same objective, it reflects in objective of Ayurveda also, because Ayurveda's objective is swasthasya swasthya rakshana, aturasya vikara prashamana. Okay, so first health is important and then treatment of the disease. Here is also the same thing. First, health of female, health of a male, proper quality of male female gametes, and then if they are abnormal, then treatment part of that Rutukshetra Ambu beat. So obviously, main emphasis is on healthy gametes. So now, what are these key factors which are actually required for embryogenesis? So embryogenesis, actually it is the combination of so many things. It is not a event, or it is not a process which is related to the single unit. Okay. So there is a combination of so many factors, the bodily factors and even the psychological factors also. So what are these key factors and what is their need? What is their requirement in the embryogenesis? So these key factors, they are also called as essential elements or ingredients. These factors are really required for proper embryogenesis or proper formation of the embryo. I will give one example because this topic is related to the simile. So if uh, someone is wanted to prepare a pot, okay, soil pot or earthen pot. So for preparing the earthen pot, we will require the soil, proper soil, which is devoid of the small granules of small stone. There should not be leaves, small leaves in that soil. There should not be small sticks in that soil. So if these things are there, we first remove that things and then prepare the pot. Even water is also needed. Okay, so water is also needed, and even potter is also needed, and even the pottery wheel is also needed. So there are so many things which are required for preparation of the uh, pot. So in the same thing, for preparation of the embryo, for production of the embryo, there are so many things. I will again give one example. This COVID pandemic has given us a very good chance to become good cooks. So many of us have become very good cooks, and we have prepared and enjoyed lots of dishes in first and second COVID pandemic. So we might have observed that to prepare any dish, we have to store some ingredients before preparing that dish. That is spices, vegetables, cheese, sauce, salt, everything. So that collection is needed. That collection of the ingredients is needed to prepare a dish. The same thing is here also for proper preparation of the embryo or for proper production of the embryo. We need some factors, and these factors are the today's topic, that is Rutu Kshetra Ambu Bij. This is just like the raw materials for product called as an embryo, because we know that for preparing anything, for production of everything, the raw material is needed, and that too, the raw material should be of the quality material. We know that Ayurveda medicines are having a very good effect, good results. But if they are prepared with the proper and quality raw material, which we can say Virya Aushadhi, okay, Viryavat Aushadhi. So that quality should be there in the. So obviously that quality should be in the Rutu Kshetra Ambu Bija also, which are the raw materials for our product called as a embryo. And again, very important thing is presence of all is important. Okay, so it is not the thing that two or three are present and embryo is being formed. It's not like that. All the four things, they should be present at a time. Only then it is the possibility of conception. Only then it is the possibility of fertilization. So presence of all is very important. And again, all should possess extreme purity and fulfill the qualities, qualitative and quantitative protocol. See, this is the very important, because again, sometimes quality is important, sometimes quantity also important, and sometimes both the things are important. So proportion, measurement of all these things with the good quality, it is essential for fertilization and conception. Absence of one or more may affect the process of fertilization and embryogenesis. So, for proper formation of the embryo, we need all these factors. What is the role of these key factors which are needed in embryogenesis? So, what is the role? So, obviously, the role is these four factors are utmost important as per two important parameters. Okay, so acts as a prerequisite for embryogenesis, because again I would like to tell that the prerequisites, that means the preparation which we need to uh, ensure before embryogenesis. So prerequisite is a very important role of these key factors. Provide optimal health to mother and fetus during pregnancy, because again we are emphasizing on quality and quantity. So obviously, if there is a proper quality and quantity of this Rutu Kshetra Ambu Bija, so there will be a very good health of the mother and fetus during pregnancy, and the mother is going to deliver a healthy child. These parameters affect on personal and social life also, because most of the times we are seeing that infertility, actually the clinical entity which is related to these Rutu Kshetra Ambu Bij is the infertility, because it is a very serious issue going on nowadays. I will go on statistics on some later slides, so you can imagine how this serious issue is there. So fertility and infertility, this is the role of these two factors. Sorry, four factors. Rutu Kshetra Ambu Bij. So Either they are having quality, fertility will be there. They don't have the quality, infertility will be there. So extreme quality and proper quantity of these factors decide the above parameters. This is the clinical. What is the anatomical and physiological importance of these key factors? So anatomical and physiological variation of these factors hampers the embryogenesis. As a aspirants or as a students of anatomy, we always study the anatomy and then physiology of the body structures. We learn anatomy for seeing the things that either they are normal or abnormal. Okay, so unless and until we are not able to identify the normal things, we would not be able to differentiate it in between the normal and abnormal. So anatomical significance is there that the Rutu Kshetra Ambu Beach, they should be perfect anatomical. Okay, their structure, shape, size, everything should be as it is, which is required for embryogenesis. Even physiologically, that is a Rutu, which is a physiological action by the female body. So that again should be very proper and regular. Normal structure and function will lead to fertility. That I have already told that if they are normal, there will be fertility. If they are abnormal, there will be infertility. The major role of fertility is played by female partners because if we see the Rutu Kshetra Ambu Bija, so out of that, most of the factors, obvious, I will say all the components, that is Rutu Kshetra and Ambu and Bija, they are related to the females. Only Shukra, that is spermatozoa, it is the one factor which is related to the male partner. So obviously, in these regards, female health, female what we can say psychology is very important in embryogenesis. This is the shloka from Sushruta Shahristan. You might be knowing this. I will not go into the details. So just we will have the description of all these factors. Rutu Kshetra Ambu Beach. This is actually this shloka is a shloka of only 2 lines. But if we want to elaborate it, so it will go very long. Okay, so as the time constraint, I am here explaining very basic things. And as I was told that this is the session for undergraduate students. So in this regards or keeping in that mind, I am telling very basic things as at under which are required to know at the undergraduate level. Okay, so first important element which is needed for embryogenesis is the Rutu. So what is this Rutu? So in the nature, if we compare, there are so many seasons. Okay, there are so many seasons. Again, modern science tells different Rutus like 4 Rutus, autumns, winter, okay, so spring. There are so many, 4 Rutus, seasons. And according to Ayurveda, there are 6 seasons. Shadru, okay. And each and every Rutu is having impact on nature. Each and every having season is having impact on our body also. So we can observe in the nature that every crop cannot grow in every season. Like you can see that the rice or paddy, it cannot be grown into the winter or it cannot be grown into the summer. Even grams, you can see that grams cannot be grown into the summer or into the winter season. So, sorry, rainy season. They require winter season to grow and yield. So each and every crop requires particular season, particular period to get fertile and to yield. In the same manner, in our human body also, Rutu, which is related to the female body, it is very important for embryogenesis and fertilization. So in short, what is Rutu? So it is the ideal age and period of conception. Actually, Rutu is ideal age. It is very broadly considered. Okay, if we are very broadly considering, then ideal age and period, it is the Rutu. But if we are focusing particularly, then Rutu is the Rutu Kal, which comes in every month of the menstrual cycle. Because our acharyas also told that ideal age should be there for embryogenesis or for proper fertilization. Our acharya has told that, even Sushruta Acharya told that the age of marriage or age of conception, it should not be less than 16 and should not more than 16 and more than 25 for males and more than 16 for female. So 16 and 25, these are the ideal ages of conception and marriage for the females and males. So fertile period, if we are again concentrating on a particular period of female menstrual cycle, then Rutu can be considered as a Rutu Kal. It is the phase where fertilization can occur. Okay, here we can compare it with the menstrual cycle of the female, which is normally the duration of 28 to 30 days. Okay, and that menstrual cycle is divided into two phases. That is the first fertile and non-fertile phase. That is the first fertile phase is called as a proliferative phase, and non-fertile phase is called as a luteal phase. So according to Ayurveda, we can compare Ritukal with the fertile period, fertile phase, that is first 14 or 16, maximum 16 days of menstrual cycle, where there is a maximum chance of embryogenesis or fertilization. If we see the description of Rutukal in our Ayurveda literature, we can see there is a very different opinions. Okay, so there is a very different opinion of the different acharyas. Some acharyas are telling Rutukal is of 12 days, and some acharyas were telling Rutukal is of 16 days. So 12 days is also okay, and 16 days is also okay, because if some acharyas are excluding the leading days, that is first 3 to 5 days are leading days. So if they are excluded, the Rutukal becomes 12 days. And if the calculation of Rutukal is starting from the first day, then it goes around 16 days. So both the opinions are correct. It only depends upon how they are calculating. They are measuring the Rutukal. Okay, so first is the Rutukal. Actually, this Rutukal is very important, and that menstrual cycle should be very regular, because this is the period where fertilization takes place, and the fertilization takes place at a particular time of that fertile phase, and that particular time is called as a ovulation time. So now, what is this ovulation time? So ovulation time is where there is a presence of mature ovum in the female reproductive system, and at the same time, if there is the spermatozoa present in this period, then and then only the ovulation and even fertilization, conception, implantation is possible. Okay, so ovulation time is very important for conceiving a woman to have the child. Okay, so this is just like what we can say, to be or not to be. Okay, this is just a game to be or not to be. In the ovulation time, at the time ovum is present, and at the same time spermatozoa are there, there is a fertility, that is conception. If at the same time both are not present or one is not present, fertility or conception is not possible. So regular menstrual cycle should be very important. It is very important for having the child. So couples, they should have a continuous watch on regular menstrual cycle to have the child or not to have the child. Actually, this is the what we can say, this is the method which is called as a calendar method of family planning. Okay, so with this family planning method, we can have the family planning without any use of contraceptive devices. So Rutukal, it is just like a particular period of female menstrual cycle where there are maximum chances of where there are maximum chances of embryogenesis and conception. Even our acharyas also told that what is the ovulation time. Okay, so they don't have the facility to study the ovulation time, ovulation study, but they have told some features, that is the Rutumati Sri Lakshanas. So we can easily diagnose, or we can easily assume the female is in the Rutumati stage, and at that time the couple is having intercourse, the probability of having child is very high. So just Rutu is having a period which is favorable for the conception. Okay, so this is the first factor I would like to tell. What are the indicators which are essential, which are important to see that whether menstrual cycle is proper or not, it is going proper or not. So there are some indicators where cycle of the frequency should be monthly. Okay, it should not like that be, so if a woman is having the menstrual cycle 2 months later, 3 months later, and irregular, so it should not be like that. So monthly menstrual cycle frequency is very important for having a child. Duration should be 28 to 30 days. Maximum duration 30 days, minimum duration 28 days. So this is the duration of menstrual cycle, which is supposed to be the normal duration. Bleeding days, where there is a bleeding tendency in the females, so it should be again 3 to 7 days. So before less than 3 and more than 7, again it is supposed to be there is some sort of disturbance in the Rutu factor. Okay, so that has to be sorted out. Bleeding quantity 100 to 150 ml bleeding. Again, it depends upon the female to female, their nature, season, stress. There are so many factors which depends upon the on which bleeding quantity depends. Bleeding material, what are the material which are there in the bleeding? Reddish black blood with endometrial dead cells. Okay, so here our acharya has also told that Sashasru Pratimam Yattu Yadva Lakshara Supumam. So this type of the description, it goes to the normal or Shuddha Artham. So reddish black color, it goes to that description which is told by our acharyas. Now we will see about the abnormal Rutu. So what is the abnormal? Amenorrhea, dysmenorrhea, metrorrhagia, oligomenorrhea, leukorrhea, menorrhagia. All these things, they come into the abnormal menstrual cycle or abnormal Rutu. Okay. As you all are, I think you all are the first year or UG students, undergraduate students. So just concentrate on the terms. Okay, don't go into the description, because all these things you are going to learn in final year in the Seroprasuti Tantra subject. So it is not needed to it is not needed that you should have complete knowledge, but just concentrate upon the terms. That is amenorrhea. Amenorrhea means there is absence of menstrual cycle. Dysmenorrhea. Dysmenorrhea means painful. Okay, painful menstrual cycle. Metrorrhagia means there is a much quantity of the bleeding in the females. Oligomenorrhea, less quantity of the menstrual blood. Leukorrhea, there is a white discharge at the time of menstrual cycle, or even in the other period also. So all these things, they are related to the abnormal root. Okay, so just concentrate on the terms, and one line, single explanation, single line explanation, which is enough for you. So this is about the abnormal. Okay, what are the correction methods? So what can be done in this abnormal Rutu period? So there are so many investigations, there are so many Ayurveda medicines which are needed. There are so many Panchakarma treatment, and there is a hormone therapy comes from modern science. So these things can help a lady to have regular menstrual cycle if she is having any issues regarding the conception. I will not again go into the treatment part and clinical part. Second is the kshetra. This is the second entity or second element which is required for concept of embryogenesis. So Kshetra, it is just means like the ideal land. Okay, so ideal land. Again, we will, if we go to the nature again, so we know that each and everything doesn't grow in each and every region. Okay, there requires some particular land, there requires some particular soil, which is needed to produce something very special. If I will give you an example that apples, okay, so apples don't grow in our areas. Okay, apples grow, they require a very cold atmosphere. Okay, so they don't grow in our area. They can be very properly grown in the northern parts where there is a more climatic conditions like cold are there. Okay, so apples, just like jackfruit, it is also cannot be grown everywhere. Okay, so these are the things. So for growing particular product, there requires a particular land also. And even in our acharyas also told that they have compared that Kshetra, that is the female body. It is the thing which is called as a Kshetra. Actually, Kshetra, again, if we are taking it broadly, the Kshetra means complete female body because the landing of the ovum and landing of spermatozoa and their fusion, it is getting in the female body. So they have broadly taken it female body as a kshetra, particularly in I think in Manusmriti and Vedas they have told kshetra as a female body. But if we go specifically, if we see specifically, then kshetra can be a female reproductive system, which is mainly concerned with the embryogenesis and the fertilization. Okay, so what are the parts of female reproductive systems? That is vagina, cervix, uterus, and fallopian tubes. They are the actual points which come under the kshetra. Again, I am telling about the normal structure and functions of these structures, because if they have normal structure, fertility will be there. If they don't have normal structure, infertility. Now if we see independently, that is vagina, cervix, uterus, fallopian tubes, so each and every aspect is important, because here there are 4 factors, and so maximum chances of infertility is there, because these 4 factors may show different abnormalities. Like one, if out of these 4 factors, if one factor is not having proper structure, so proper structure of other structures is not useful. Okay, so all should be having the proper structure and functions. Fallopian tubes are the main site of fertilization. Uterus is the main site of implantation. You all know this, and all should be in the normal structures. So Rutu, after Rutu, the Kshetra means the female reproductive organs, okay, so which are needed for proper embryogenesis. Now, what is the abnormal? Now we have seen embryologically, vagina, uterus, cervix, and what we can say, all these parts should be normal. But if they are not normal, then what can happen? Just like vaginismus, it is a very condition, it is a very rare condition, but this condition can be found where a particular woman is having a painful coitus, or she may not be able to have the penetrate the penis inside the vagina during the intercourse because of the improper musculature of the vagina. So this again leads to infertility. Okay, vaginitis is there, candidiasis is there, endometriosis. It is a very common clinical condition nowadays found in the females, and that again leads to what we can say infertility. CA cervix is there. Okay, tubal block is there, because Srotorose, what we can say. If the Srotorose is there, then there will not be a channelization of ovum and spermatozoa towards the site of implantation. Okay. So if their path is blocked, then they cannot move to the next path. So tubal block, again, it is a very dangerous condition, or it is a very common condition we are seeing nowadays. Fibroid uterus, improper formation and fusion of Mullerian ducts, septate or arcuate uterus. These are the things which are supposed to be congenitally seen. Okay, about 4 or 5 things are what we can say. These are the acquired things, and improper formation of fusion Mullerian ducts and septate or arcuate uterus. These are the congenital things. Okay, so whatever the reason, maybe they are congenital or maybe they are acquired, but they are creating a problem for infertility or embryogenesis. So in fact, in short, they are not normal. Okay, in short, they are not normal. So they should be brought into the normalcy with the aid of so many treatments. Like, again, I would like to focus and very briefly, there are so many investigations. Ayurveda medicines are there, Panchakarma therapy is there, hormone therapy is there, surgical treatment. If some congenital congenital anomalies are there in the uterus, cervix, so they can be corrected surgically to some extent. Okay, to some extent, not to the whole extent, but they can become correct. Okay, so this is the second uh, component, essential component needed for embryogenesis. Means you might have understood that Kshetra means, first of all, if we take it broadly, it is a female body, and if we take it very minutely or to the specifically, it is the female reproductive organs. Okay, so now we are going to the third essential factor, which is called as a ambu. So ambu, it is nothing but the water. Again, if we go to the nature, and if we have sown any seed into a particular land in a particular season also, but if we are not providing it water, if we are not providing it nutrition, it is very difficult for that seed to grow into a plant. Because if the nutrition is not there, if some kind of nutrition is not reaching to that seed, is very difficult. So aharas, according to Ayurveda. So we are giving example outside the human body, that is the seed, and it requires water to plant, okay, or to grow into the plant. Same type of the seed, that is a sperm and ovum. Okay, so if they want to grow, if they want to develop into the fetus, obviously they require nutrition, and that nutrition is in the form of ahar rasa and rasada. We know that ambu, it is the what we can say water, because as the fetus or embryo is dependent on mother. Okay, so he cannot take his meals independently. Okay, so he cannot have his nutrition on his own. So he has to depend upon the mother for his nutrition and for his growth and development. So again, here the diet of mother is very important, because what type of diet the mother is taking, it will create the impact on the development of that fetus. So how that fetus is developed indirectly with the diet of the female or diet of the mother. Our Acharya has given two routes by which fetus grows. First is Upasnehan, and next is the Upasveda route. So these are the two routes. Okay, so Upasnehan route means that we can compare with the osmosis, because uh, indirectly, before the development of placenta and umbilical cord, whatever the development or growth of the fetus takes place, it is because of this Upasnehanya, that is called as a diffusion method. According to modern science, we can call it as a diffusion method, because the implant after implantation for some days the fetus rests inside the uterus attached to the endometrial wall. Okay, so what the nutrition is taking the embryo is receiving, that is the embryo endometrial tissue or fluid, or even we can say interstitial fluids. So all these interstitial fluids, endometrial tissue fluids, they are giving nutrition to the fetus. And after that, when there is a formation of placenta and umbilical cord, then there is a circulation of blood and other nutrients towards the fetus. That is called as a fetal circulation. Okay, so we know it very well. Garbhastha Rasa Rakta Samvaha. Okay, so that is the latter part of development of the fetus. But before that, garbha or fetus gets nutrition, that is ambu, with the help of the endometrial tissue, with the help of upasnena nyaya. So all these things are required. Okay, so oxygen is required, blood is required, even what we can say carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, phospholipids, each and everything which is required for development of the fetus. So it is transported to the fetus through all these things. Okay. And again, I would like to say that ambu, it is a very important factor, because if it is not getting properly, there are so many clinical things, there are so many things related to the infertility or fetal death, which are related to the quantity and quality and quantity of this ambu. Okay, so if we see the quality and quantity of the ambu in terms of modern science, so our acharyas have not mentioned in the micronutrients which are present inside this ambu, but they have mentioned upasnyan and upasvedanyaya. According to modern science, quality and quantity. So quality should be there, because quality is measured in terms of micronutrients, which are, I already told you that the carbohydrates, proteins, fats, lipids, phospholipids. So these are the quality of micronutrients in terms of which quality is measured. And if we are measuring the quantity, because proper amount of ambu or amniotic fluid, because we are comparing here ambu with the amniotic fluid. So proper amount of amniotic fluid should be there. If the amniotic fluid is less, again it is a problematic, and if it is more, again it is a problem. Okay, so I will tell you about the parameters. Now amniotic fluid, again it is measured in a quantity and quality. Okay, so less or excess may hamper the growth. Quality in terms of presence of nutrients, which I already told you. Quantity in terms of amount. Okay, so quantity of amniotic fluid is very important. When there is a ANC period, that is antenatal period, so the mother and the treating doctor has to focus or has to watch the quantity of this amniotic fluid in a very keen manner, because if the quantity is fluctuating, it will make harm to the child. Okay, so after 4-5 months or even 7 months, up to 7-8 months, each and every month the quantity of that amniotic fluid should be measured or calculated. And there is one factor that is called as a AFI, that is amniotic fluid index, which is a parameter for proper amniotic fluid. So amniotic fluid index which is less than 5 and amniotic fluid index which is more than 25, it is abnormal. Okay, so if it is less than 5, it is supposed that amniotic fluid is in a very less quantity, and that is called as oligohydramnios. And if AFI is more than 25, that is, it indicates that amniotic fluid is more in quantity, and that is called as a polyhydramnios. So these two things are actually abnormal, and they may create fatal conditions to the child. Okay, so they has to be avoided. Okay, abnormal ambu. Okay, so our acharya has told that due to the abnormal supplementation of ambu to the child, what can happen? So they have told upavishtak, then upashushtak. These are the conditions which are related to the growth and development of the fetus inside the uterus. Okay, intra-embryonic development, what we can say. So upavishtak means retarded movements. So there should be proper movements of the fetus in the uterus after latter stage of the pregnancy. But due to improper nutrition and due to the lack of amniotic fluid, the embryo cannot move into the uterus. So this is called as a upavishka because literally proper amount of quantity is required for swimming. Okay, literally the embryo swims into the uterus with the help of amniotic fluid, but if it is not getting properly, it cannot move. Even upashushka, if the amniotic fluid is not properly maintained in the quantity, the upashushka means that is IUGR, that is intrauterine growth retardation. Means whatever the expected growth of that child is there, so it is not achieved. Okay, so nagodar, premature birth, low birth weight. These are all the clinical conditions related to the AMBU, and that should be corrected with some sort of treatments like diet and lifestyle modification. It is very important that a female should take the diet which is rich of water, which is rich of according to Ayurveda, what we can say, Apo Mahabhut Pradhan. Okay, so diet. So if she is taking such type of diet, then obviously amniotic fluid will be there in a proper quantity, and there will be a proper conception and proper pregnancy and delivery also. Okay, there are some medicines in Ayurveda which help to improve the quality and quantity of amniotic fluid. Here again, the law that is Samanya Vishesh Siddhant, it comes to help to for the treatment of this entity, Ayurveda medicine, because there are so many Apo Mahabhutadikya dravyas are there. Okay, so if that dravyas, that pregnant lady, if she is consuming that dravyas, so obviously Samanya Vishesh Siddhanta means Samanena Samanasya Vruddhi. So this Samanya Vishesh Siddhanta comes to help in the proper quantity and quality of the amniotic fluid. Okay, and most of the times we see that after in the last trimester, the pregnant mothers are consuming the coconut waters. Okay, so this is the thing that water replaces the water or water increases the water. So the same thing is there, Samanya Vishesh, and frequent screening of for AFI. Okay, so as I already told you, AFI should be focused and AFI should be watched very minutely in the later stage of development of the fetus for amniotic fluid quantity. And the last factor, key factor, or we can say ingredient, or we can say component or element, which is needed for development of the fetus is the bija. Okay, so bija. Bija is nothing but the seed. You know that seed is the very important factor. Okay, so again, I am emphasizing on presence of all. Okay, so not only bees should be there, not only Pal should be there, not only Ambu is there. So all, but obviously the preference goes to Bija, because if Bija is not there, there is no significance to the other components like Rutu Kala, Ambu, etc. etc. Okay. So first and foremost thing which is required for conception is the beach. After beach, then the three things which are required. Okay, so first and foremost thing. Let us see one example, that is the chikitsa. Okay, so as we are going to become a doctor after graduation or post graduation. Okay, so our acharyas have told there are 4 chikitsa chatushpada. Okay, so Vaidya, Rugna, Aushadhi, and Parichar. So these are the 4 things. All are important. Okay, all are interdependent also. Okay, so they all are required. But if the Vaidya is not there, then Chikitsa is not possible. Okay, other factors are there. That is, Aushadhi is there, Parichara is there. Okay, even Rugna is there. But if the doctor is not there, treating doctor or Vaidya is not there, there will not be a treatment part. Okay, so in that sense, where the doctor is important first and foremost sense, in the same manner, these is important in the all these factors. Okay, so first and foremost, company. Again, I am emphasizing upon quality and quantity of the fruits or seeds, because we know that quality seed produces the quality fruits. Okay, if there is a quality in the seed, the fruit will be having the same quality. Okay, just now we have enjoyed the summer season, and where we have enjoyed the mangoes. Okay, so we have all enjoyed mangoes. So you might have observed that if you are eating 4 or 5 mangoes per day, okay, and out of that 4 or 5 mangoes, if you observe that some mango is a particular mango is more sweet than the other mangoes, then what you do, you keep that mango seed besides, to grow it, to plant it. Why? Because you see that other mangoes don't have that sweetness which this mango is having. So you have kept it aside for planting. Okay, so that you will get the same kind of mangoes in future. So quality is very important. Okay, so that quality should be possessed by both bijas. Bija, again, it comes into male and female version. Shuddha Shukra and Shuddha Artha, because again, uh, these two factors are important. Okay, not only ovum is sufficient and not only spermatozoa is sufficient. Both are important. Both should be having their normal potency, normal quality and quantity. Okay, virya, we say, what we call it as a virya. So that proper virya should be there in the bija to produce the proper progeny or healthy progeny. Okay, Shuddha, Shukra and Artha, where our acharyas again used this simile that is called the Shuddha Artha and Shuddha uh, Shukra Lakshana, male and female gametes, that is spermatozoa and ovum. So these are the two shlokas from Shushru Samhita Sharistan, where Acharya has given the examples of outer things which are in the universe, to understand us the nature of quality Shukra and quality Artava. Okay, so I will not again go into the detail. It is very simple to understand because there is a simple comparison with the outer things. Okay. So bija, spermatozoa, they should be normal in quantity, structure, number, viscosity, motility. Okay. So if we are seeing the structure, okay, then structure is sufficient. No, the structure is sufficient in many aspects, like quantity, like structure. Okay, because we know that the spermatozoa are present in the semen. Quantity of semen, it is very important. Quantity of structure of the sperm, that is, they should have all the normal structures, that is head, neck, body, tail, whatever they are having the normal structure. Quantity of seminal fluid, it should be 5 to 10 ml per ejaculation. Number 300 to 600 millions per ejaculation. Viscosity, motility, all these things, they should be normal. If they are normal, then fertility is there. If they are abnormal, then infertility is there. Okay. Uh, Coming to the next bija, that is ovum from female side. So again, normal in shape, normal in size, number, maturation capacity. It is very important because most of the times what happens is shape, size, number, and maturation capacity. It is not achieved by that ovum. That is what we can say. It is a mature ovum, and it is not possible for having the conception. Okay, so obviously the normal structure is required of all these two structures for having conception. Now, what happens with if they are abnormal? So, aspermia, oligospermia, azoospermia, oligospermia, necrozoospermia. These are the conditions which are related to the abnormal sperms. Okay. So again, I would not going into the detail because due to the time constraint or due to the whatever the audience is there inside the session. But just concentrate upon the term. Aspermia means there is absence of spermia. Oligo means less. Okay, so when there is a less count of sperms in ejaculation, that is called as a oligospermia. Azoospermia means the sperms are not motile, or they don't have the ability to reach to the ovum. Necrosiospermia means they are having some structural deformity in their parts. This is about the sperms or bija, male bij, shukra bij. And oogenesis, PCOS, anovulation, oligoovulation, ovarian cancer. These are the abnormal things, conditions related to the female beach. That is, oogenesis means there is no formation of follicles or ovum inside the ovaries. That is called as oogenesis. Polycystic ovarian syndrome. This is a very common disease which is found in the young girls. Okay, young girls, and due to that, they are not achieving the conception. So this has to be ruled out clinically. Anovulation, where there is a proper menstrual cycle, each and everything is going on, but ovulation is not possible. In this condition, it is called as a anovulation. Oligoovulation means the fertility of the follicles, it is not up to the mark. Okay, so oligo means less fertility, less maturity of the ovum. And ovarian cancer, this is a very serious condition if the female is having infertility. So see, this is the shloka by Acharya, where our Acharya has not limited up to the bija. Okay, so they have again gone up to the bija concept. Okay, microscopically, and they have described the even minute and microscopic parts of bija also. Bija bhaga and bija bhaga avyam. Okay, so if we want to compare these bija bhaga and bija bhaga avyam with the modern structures, so it is very surprising that we can correlate with the chromosomes and bija bhaga avyam with the genes, DNA and RNA. Okay, so again, this one shloka can be having a lecture, say another lecture. Okay, so I am not going into the detail. We will have this type, this shloka and its elaboration in some another webinar also. But for undergraduate level, at least you should know that the male-female gametes, chromosomes and genes, DNA, RNA, this is not the contribution of modern science. Our acharyas also told this thing before 4,000, 5,000 years ago. This is the thing I want to highlight. Correction methods. Now, if the okay, so what are the correction methods? The correction methods are again same: investigations, diet and lifestyle modifications. Now, if I will take one example of the investigation. So most of the times, oligospermia, azoospermia, or aspermia, these are the conditions which are associated with the varicocele condition. Okay, varicocele, where there is a defect in the seminal vesicles of the testes. So it should be ruled out with the help of investigation. Diet and lifestyle modification. It is very important because our acharyas has told the property of shukra and artha. Okay, they have told that shukram saumyam, artavam agneya. Okay, means shukra is cool property, is having cool property, and that artava is having hot property. So they should be in that format itself. So if they don't have, then the diet to the male, which is having the cool or Shita Rasa Virya Pradhan, what we can say, and the diet to the female, which is having the Ushna Guna Pradhan Dravyas. So if we administer these type of diet to the male and females, obviously the pattern of the standard and structure of that male and female gametes, it will have the normal structure and functions also. There are so many Ayurveda medicines and Panchakarma which are helpful for correction of these male and female gamete abnormalities. Atulya Gotra Viyova. It is a very important factor. We can see in most of the tribes. Okay, most of the tribes like we can say in some particular even societies also, Atulya Gotra marriage is not being focused. Okay, they are marrying in a close relations, and due to that, it is found that it is observed that so many congenital disorders are happening. Okay, so this is because the people are getting married with the close relations. Okay, and this is a very wrong thing. So Atulya Gotra Viva has to be again focused for bija correction. Uh, Hormone therapy, it is the thing which can be kept the final option for having the child. Surgical treatment, definitely some surgeries are possible for correction of the bija doshas, like what I have said, endometriosis is there, then varicocele is there, where surgery is advised, but obviously we should give preference to our Ayurveda medicines and Panchakarma therapies. Okay, so these conditions can be corrected with these correction methods. Okay, so we have finished the main and essential factors which are needed for development of the fetus, that is Rutu Kshetra Ambu Bija. Okay, so I am again telling that I have not elaborated at the level of post-graduation level or at the level of faculty level, because it will take again more lectures, because Rutu Kshetra Ambu Bija is not a topic which can be finished in a single lecture. So each and every entity require at least one lecture. That is, Rutu requires one lecture, Kshetra requires one, Ambu requires one, and the Bija requires one. So it can be a series of lectures, not a single lecture. So I have given in a very brief manner. So after finishing the most essential factors, we will be going to the procerative factors. Okay, because these things are important, because but with these things, some other things are also required for proper embryogenesis. And our acharyas have mentioned it in the heading that is called as a Shadabhav, that is the Garbha Vruddhikara Shadabhav. Most of the things students get confused with the Garbhodpadak Bhav and Garbha Vruddhikar Bhav. So I would like to clear here one thing, that they are totally different. Okay, Garbhodpadak Bhav, they are also called as a Garbha Sambhav Samagri, and they are Rutu Kshetra Ambu Bija. Whereas Garbha Vruddhikar Bhav, they are called as, also called as a Shada Bhav. They are Matrush, Pitrush, Atmej, Satmej, Rasaj, and Saturaj. Very clear. So in my today's session, I have only finished the Garbha Utpadak Bhav, which are called as a Rutu Kshetra, Garbha Sambhav Samagri. I am not focusing on these four Shada Bhava, because some other faculty may have covered or will cover these factors in their session. So this is just the one slide which I am telling about the procerative factors. Okay, so this can you can tell that this is a trailer. Okay, so this is the trailer of upcoming movie or upcoming session which you will be going to enjoy in future. Procerative factors. Okay. Clinical importance, Rutu Kshetra Ambu Bija, they are clinically important. Why they are clinically important? So you can just have look to this data, and this data is really surprising. This data is really shocking, and we have to focus our Rutu Kshetra Ambu Bija for proper fertility. So I would not going into the details of this data, but the percentage is really worrisome. frequent abortions, premature birth, infant deaths, genetic disorders. So whatever the percentage shown is here, and that percentage is indicating that definitely there is something is going wrong in the Rutu Kshetra Ambu Bija, and due to that this condition is there. So we have to correct these Rutu Kshetra Ambu Bija properly before conception. And for this purpose only, one branch in Ayurveda science, it is evolved nowadays, and that is called as a Garbha Sanskar clinic. So many people are practicing this branch because infertility is the factor which is the triggering factor in the youth and the early marriages, even in the for marriages, and they are having this problem because of the abnormality in this Garbhasambhav Samagri. So to correct this Garbhasambhav Samagri before marriage or before conception, our acharyas has given some protocol, and that protocol is nothing but this Garbha Samskar. It is a good scope to focus these factors professionally, infertility and Garbha Samskar clinic. Okay, so you can also plan if after graduation, if your graduation, that just focus on these four things, and you can have a good source of income and practice. Resume and rituals before pregnancy. Okay, so what has to be done, what has to be not done, what has to be eaten, what has to be not eaten. All these things they are mentioned in this Garbha Samskar. Preconceptual care for epigenetic programming. Okay, if we see in the modern science, if we want to tell this is the epigenetic programming. That is, epigenetic programming means we are altering some sort of chromosomal genes or chromosomal level on the level of chromosomes or genes, so that our Rutu Kshetra Ambu will be normal, will be more healthy to produce the healthy progeny. Okay, so this is nothing but the epigenetic program. Now we can say that Garbha Sanskar is a epigenetic program. Okay, so if you are advertising it like epigenetic programming, more and more patients you will have. Okay, Garbha Sanskar, if you tell no one will take care of it, or no one will be attracted. Okay. Just like I will give you an example that if I am starting a shop of modak. Okay, so if I am telling that this is a modak shop, so no one will come to me to purchase or enjoy my modak. Okay, but if I am highlighting or advertising it like a momo shop, okay, so then momo shop, if it is written, then people will come. There will be a line, huge line in front of my shop. Okay, so the same thing is getting sold. Okay, modak, they are the same things which are getting sold. Presentation is different. Okay, so we have to present Garbha Sanskar according to the modern science, in terms of modern science, and naming it as a epigenetic program. Okay, so what achieves, what the things are achieved in this Garbha Sanskar? Physical, mental, and psychological preparedness of a couple. Okay, so in these Garbha Sanskara, the male and female partners are prepared physically, mentally, and psychologically to have the healthy offsprings or healthy generation. Okay, and practicing this is a very genuine type of work, because you can light a lamp in the dark life of the infertile couple. Okay, so if out of 10 patients you are giving result to the 3 patients, okay, so if you are giving child to the 3 couples, so it is again a very appreciable thing, or the science, the credit goes to our science that really the things are, whatever the things mentioned in our science, they are.
Hello, sir.
Sir, you are not audible, sir.
Sir, voice.
Sir, your voice has breakdown, sir.
Hello, sir.
It can be possible.
Sir, you are not audible, sir. Your voice is breaking and feeble, sir. Hello, sir. Sir, hello.
Hello.
And uh, hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Now you are audible, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So with this, I am finishing my session here, and now I will stop sharing the screen. Is it fine, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Shweta.
Yes. So thank you. Thank you for your elaborating these points regarding the Garbha and the Garbhotpadaka bhavas and in detail regarding the UG student. So thank you once again in behalf of department and all the staff of Shari Rachana, and the thanks to all the audience.
Yes. Sir, before
Yes.
concluding, now I request our final year PG scholar, Dr. Shweta, to deliver a vote of thanks to our today's eminent guest speaker, Dr. ABHIJIT Patil, sir.
गर्भस्थु खलु अंतरिक्ष वायवाग्नितोय भूमि विकारश्च चेतनाधिष्ठान भूतः. Quotation from Charaka Sharirasthana, 4th chapter, 6th shloka. Acharya Charaka says, Garbha is produced by Panch Mahabhutas and associated with Chetana. Thus, the Chetana constitutes the 6th dhatu and is responsible also for the formation of Garbha. The knowledge which has been shared by Sir regarding today's topic was really wonderful, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening all the students and sharing your knowledge and your precious time too. I personally want to thank on behalf of all the PGs to Shari Rachana Department, AMV Hubli, for organizing such a wonderful webinar during this pandemic also. Last not the least, I want to thank all the delegates, those who all attended for making success of today's webinar. Thank you one and all. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you so much, Shweta.
So, okay, so thank you very much. As my moral responsibility, I would like to thank the trustees of Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya Hubli, Dr. Joshi sir, that is Dr. Govind Joshi sir and Sanjeev Joshi sir. They are trustees of Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya Hubli. Dr. Prashant sir is the principal Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya Hubli. Very thank you very much, sir, for giving this opportunity to me. Again, I would like to thank Dr. Ungun sir, Professor and HOD, Department of Rachana Sharir. Thankful to my friend Dr. Prakash sir for his chance to give me this opportunity. And again, the remaining staff which are taking this effort to deliver this knowledge of embryology and in fact in all anatomy to the students. So this is a very appreciable venture you are carrying out, sir, and all the best to all of you for this venture, and thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you,
Yes, sir.
No,
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir.